All right, great to have you with us for breakfast. At this time each week we talk to our politicians, vaguely tame politicians. Josh Frydenberg, Liberal MP, and this morning Mike Kelly, Labor MP, join us. Good morning to you both.
Good morning,
Paul. Good morning, Mike.
All right, plenty of things to talk about. I'll start with you, Mike. Julia Gillard has decided that it's not the carbon tax to blame for extraordinarily high, in many cases unaffordable power prices. It's the states. But isn't it the carbon tax?
Not at all. We've got a very small component of that, of course, that's just kicked in on the 1st of July, and that's, of course, been accompanied by a comprehensive household assistance package, which well and truly overcompensates people for the impact of that price.
Yeah, to be honest, though, with you, Mike, it's not comprehensive because I don't see any of it. It doesn't come to me at all.
Well,
so
because you don't need the assistance, obviously. So I'm in the same boat, and what I've done is install cheap, low energy light bulbs, and also, of course, a solar system on my roof because I can do that, and that's what we would expect of citizens who can do that. But certainly, what we're seeing in New South Wales, and I'm very glad.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you telling me this morning that I now have to go home and put a solar panel on my roof?
Well, it's up to you. If you're concerned about power prices for yourself, then you've got the wherewithal to do something about it. But for all those citizens out there who, you know, will be doing things on a slower burn, like replacing bulbs as they...
Yeah, all right.
Well, yes, we're supporting them. And so for people who are concerned about cost of living issues, then it's all the more reason to get behind the Clean Energy Future package.
Okay, all right.
But I'm glad the Prime Minister's picked up the cudgels on this, because in New South Wales, we've seen prices go up over the last 4 years, something like 70%. Now, something needs to be done about the whole regime of regulation within New South Wales, which is what's really hurting our people.
How long has that 70% been over? It's been over the last few years, hasn't it?
Over the last 4 years, yes,
yeah.
And about the last year and a half, it's been something like 58%. So that's what's causing,
isn't it,
the real damage out there.
Interesting that it's taken Julia Gillard so long to do something about it, particularly given all of those price rises have had to go through the federal price regulator.
Well, let's understand that this is principally a state issue, and I'm talking here not just about the current coalition government, but it does go back, I'll acknowledge, over the years of the Labor government as well in New South Wales. What we do know is that this situation is becoming intolerable because it's not related to a proper market arrangement which sees the proper analysis and forecasts of power demand,
all right, Mike.
a properly regulated market.
Fair enough.
That's what needs to be sorted out.
I think if it's such a crisis, and I would agree with you that power is fundamental to people's lives, then a Labor government should have done something more about it before now. Josh, quickly, I know that you, the Liberals, are very keen to blame the carbon tax, but the carbon tax has only just kicked in, and Labor would tell us it only makes a difference of 9%.
Look, this is just a massive distraction, Paul. Why does the Prime Minister seek to blame someone else all of the time? I mean, Kevin Rudd told us he was going to stop the blame game, and now Julia Gillard is taking it up. You know, there was a President of the United States, Paul, called Truman, and he used to have a sign on his desk saying, "The buck stops here." You'll never hear that from the Prime Minister. The carbon tax has come in on July the 1st. People haven't actually got their third quarter energy bills, and they're going to see at least a 10% rise as a result of the carbon tax. So Mike will tell you it's a small rise. Well, try telling that to the more than 2 million struggling small businesses in this country that a 10% increase on their energy is small. It's not.
Sure. Okay, that's fair enough, Josh. But I mean, the Prime Minister does have a point, doesn't she? I mean, if there's been a 70% rise over the last few years in New South Wales, then another 10% is small by comparison. What would you do to keep the prices down?
Well, we'll get rid of the carbon tax first and foremost.
So there's 10% gone. What else?
Yeah, exactly right. And, you know, we want to see investment in infrastructure. But let's not forget the fact there was a Labor state government in New South Wales, which approved, saw the approvals of a lot of these rises. And as you said, Paul, it had to get the federal regulators' approval. So this is, Johnny come lately from the Prime Minister. She's been late in putting out her energy white paper. She hasn't taken up the issue of serious electricity prices just until this last minute.
I think it's a bad look.
The carbon tax.
It's political opportunism, and it's a bad look. All right, let's very quickly
talk. It's pretty great coming from the Do-Nothing Party at 12 years where nothing was done to sort out our energy security issues or to regulate the industry properly. So, and when you say we'll take away the carbon tax,
will
you also take away the household assistance package with it?
That is a very good point, Mike.
Mike, deal with the cost of living pressures.
That is a very good point, because they will take away that assistance package with it, and the Liberals don't want to talk about that too much, but that money will be gonski, which is a bad word to use. Very quickly, let's talk about the polls.
On your views.
Why do you think Labor went up, Mike, in the polls? What does it mean?
Oh, look, polls go up and down during the course of a term. Really, what only counts, of course, is when you get into the heat of a campaign period, when people are actually comparing policies and trying to make a decision on who to support. Now, at the moment, they don't have any policies to compare because the coalition is a policy-free zone.
Yeah, well, but then they're the opposition. No, to be fair, they're the opposition, and it's not their job to be putting policies out.
Yeah, well, they know how to say no, but they don't know how to say anything positive.
All right, Mike, it's been very good. You're a big talker, and you've taken a lot of time to say the things you've had to say, but they've been very interesting to listen to. Just very quickly, from both of you, we're doing a poll today. I am assuming both of you would rather be Matt Damon than yourself. Is that correct, Josh?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Matt Damon, but I'm pretty happy being myself as well. But can I just tell you, Paul, the polls went up because Julia Gillard took a holiday. That's the only reason.
Yeah, there's got to be some in that. Mike, would you rather be Matt Damon?
Oh, no, I think I'd rather be Sally Pearson right now, even though it'd be cross-gender stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mike.
That is just hanging around my neck.
That is just plain weird,
Could be
Mike.
follically challenged there, though.
Thank you for joining us, Mike Kelly and Josh Frydenberg.
And she's also not a man, and that's what. Which man would you like to be? Anyway, we will have the latest news, sport and weather coming up on Breakfast after the break. But it was nice. He had the second option, and he couldn't say exactly what Josh